Hi everyone, I'm Jessica Phillips. I am your instructor, and I thought I would take a few minutes and introduce myself, let you know a little bit about me in as close to 10-ish words as I can, but you'll see I probably go over that a little bit. So first and foremost, I am a traveler. This is me recently. I was in Jekyll Island, Georgia, giving a presentation at the Distance Learning Administrator Conference. If you've never been to Jekyll Island, Georgia, it's absolutely gorgeous. Beautiful place. And it's only an hour from Savannah, which is my favorite city in the country, so I got to spend a little bit of time there. I also go to Miami a lot. So this past February. I am wearing a sweatshirt. It was a little chilly, though it was not as chilly as it is where I live now in February, which I'll get to shortly. This is San Diego, California, and amongst all of my travels, I did end up here for 6 years, and it was beautiful. Gorgeous place, lots to do, a lot of fun. That's where Comic-Con is held, one of the big Comic-Cons, if you've ever heard of that. Beautiful place, but my family was not there, so I eventually moved back to the Midwest, and I now am a Buckeye, and I live in Columbus, Ohio, about a couple hours from where I grew up in the Akron-Canton area. But yeah, I'm loving Columbus. It's a great place to be. I actually work for Ohio State full-time now and help faculty with designing online courses that are really engaging, really effective, and innovative. So it's a lot of fun. Big learner. I have been going to school myself for a while now. So I have a Bachelor of Science in Early Childhood Education with a reading endorsement. Then I went ahead and got a master's in curriculum and instruction. It's actually a master's in education with curriculum and instruction. And then I got a second master's in psychology with a specialization in educational leadership. And I'll be going back to get my PhD started here in the next few years. So definitely a big learner. I intend to be a learner for my entire life. I try to not let a day go by where I don't pick up something new. On that note, I did join a membership group here in Columbus. It's called Women for Economic and Leadership Development, and it is essentially there to help women develop skills that they need to become leaders in their own companies or educational institutions, whatever it may be. A lot of statistics show that there aren't as many women in leadership roles as there are men in many corporations. And in fact, companies that do have women in leadership tend to do really well. They tend to be more agile, produce more, be more efficient. So really important to have not only men in leadership positions, but women as well. So I am a part of that group along with a lot of my colleagues who are men. So it's a group for men and women that really helps to kind of hone your skills on being marketable and figuring out who you are, who you want to be as a professional. So really good thing. You might look and see if there's something like that in your area as well. I am a big maximizer. So if you've ever done StrengthsFinder, then you might know what this means. But essentially, I like to work with people to help them reach their full potential. So I might coach, I might ask questions, I might push a little bit to get people to reach their goals. So you'll see me do this a lot in this course, particularly in the discussion forums. I will ask a lot of questions that I hope get you to really think. Maybe think in a at a deeper level, maybe think in a different way. Just think, really contemplate and go into some critical thought on some of the concepts that we're going to be talking about. I put a lot of thought into the questions that I ask, and I will only ask you questions that I think are going to be meaningful for you. So if you see me ask a question in the discussion forum, please take some time, think about it, respond. I rarely ask a question that has one right answer. So more than anything, I'm interested in getting you to think about things in a different way and to hear about what that experience is like for you and what you come away with. So that's me as a maximizer. I'm also a big believer. I do a lot for advocating for girls' education across the world. So some interesting statistics here. If India enrolled 1% more girls in secondary school, their GDP would rise by $5.5 billion, which is huge, just by educating girls. Another statistic, a child born to a literate mother is 50% more likely to survive past the age of 5. And this is something I think that we all can contribute to in our roles in early childhood education. So as you are working with families, you may encounter situations where you need to help a father, a mother, a grandmother, a grandfather to find ways to increase their literacy skills. And that is going to impact that child tremendously. It's going to impact that child's children. It's going to impact the children's children in ways that you will never know, but just trust that you are making an impact. So really interesting things there. I also volunteer for a program called Reach Out and Read. It's a nationwide program. Basically what I do is I go to hospitals, emergency rooms, urgent cares, and doctor's offices, and I read to kids in the waiting rooms. And the kids get to take the book home with them, which is really special because for many kids it's the only book that they have. But my favorite part really is I model to the parents that are with the child in the waiting room how to read to their kids. And the hope is that this helps the parents to feel more confident with reading to their child at home. It's not always about reading the words. Sometimes it's about looking at the pictures and letting the pictures tell the story and just having a discussion, a conversation about it. So we try to model that, and it's a pretty cool program. You might check it out and see if there's anything like that in your area. I am definitely an educator at heart, so I love to teach. I do a lot of presentations in public speaking. Over the past few years, I think I've presented to thousands of people, sometimes 200 people at a pop. And it's a lot of fun. I really enjoy that role. Part of what I do now is I do a lot of educating faculty and other people in higher education about how to design courses that take into consideration people with disabilities. So people who are blind, who have a hearing disability, who have a cognitive or a communication disability, who might not be able to use a mouse and need to navigate through a keyboard. So there are a lot of considerations to be had here, and some of this might even translate into your courses that you work on with students in K-12, where you really want to think about the different kinds of learners that are in your classroom and how you might create an environment that works for them. And so that's essentially what I'm helping to make happen in higher education. Poodles. I love them. Here's the one that's nearest and dearest to my heart. His name is Pooey. He was a stray, so he's a rescue, and I absolutely adore him. And that's about all I can say about that. Fun little thing here. Here's 3 things about me. One of them is not true. I'm going to let you try to figure out which one that is. I'll give you a minute. Okay, so if you need more time, go ahead and pause the video. But the one that is not true of me is the Elephant Education Coordinator, though that sounds like a pretty amazing role, and I wish I could have actually done that at some point. But I was in an insecticide commercial, and I once helped David Copperfield with a magic trick in Las Vegas. I held a scorpion in a clear container, and it was pretty exciting, though a little bit nerve-wracking. So you know what? That's me, your instructor for the next few weeks. I am very approachable. Don't hesitate to email me if you have questions, jessica.phillips@faculty.ashford.edu, or you can just email me through the classroom, or if it's a general question, post it in the Ask Your Instructor forum. You can also follow me on Twitter if you'd like. My Twitter handle is Phillips_1507. I'm also on Pinterest as Instructor Jess. So you know what? I am really looking forward to the next few weeks. It's going to be a really good time. We're going to learn a lot, and I'm going to enjoy getting to know each and every one of you.